Ve'et Hanan, I pleaded. Devarim, Deuteronomy 3:23 to 7:11. Haftarah, Yeshayahu, Isaiah 40:1 through 26. Barit, Hadashah, Mattityahu, Matthew 4:1 to 11. Ve'et Hanan el ADONAI ve'et yahu lemor. Then I pleaded with Adonai. Then I, Moshe, pleaded with Adonai. Adonai Elohim, you have begun to reveal your greatness to your servant and your strong hand. For what other God is there in heaven or on earth that can do the works and mighty deeds that you do? Please let me go across and see the good land on the other side of the Jordan, that wonderful hill country, and the Lebanon. But Adonai was angry with me on account of you, and he didn't listen to me. Adonai said to me, enough from you. Don't say another word to me about this matter. Climb up to the top of Pisgah and look out to the west, north, south, and east. Look with your eyes, but you will not go across this Jordan. This is what Moshe said to the Israelites while waiting to cross. All of us at times plead for what we need from Adonai. We think that the world has been unfair sometimes, but often we are just suffering the consequences of our actions. Moshe seems to be putting blame on the Israelites for his anger. It is not easy to take responsibility for our actions, especially when we have made major mistakes. In the time of Moses and the Israelites, there were severe consequences. And even with the unconditional loving kindness of Adonai, taking them out of Egypt and the freedom from slavery, in the presence of Adonai, it would seem easy for us to wonder why they could lose faith in their Redeemer. We are no better than them today. In these United States, we have so much to be grateful for, and yet we also cry out for help, not noticing that the problems we face are so much smaller than those of the chosen. We are better off as slaves to our credit cards, which we can free ourselves from, though sometimes with help. The Israelites would be grateful for our problems. In San Antonio, we are indeed in the land of milk and honey. We are not always mindful of this advantage. But Moshe wants to share blame despite what it says in Bamidbar, Numbers. Adonai said to Moshe, take this staff, assemble the community, you and Aharon your brother, and before their eyes tell the rock to produce its water. You will bring them water out of the rock and thus enable the community and their livestock to drink. Moshe took the staff from the presence of Adonai as he had ordered him. But after Moshe and Aharon had assembled the community in front of the rock, he said to them, listen here, you rebels. Are we supposed to bring you water from this rock? Then Moshe raised his hand and hit the rock twice with his staff. Water flowed out in abundance, and the community and their livestock drank. But Adonai said to Moshe and Aharon, because you did not trust in me, so as to cause me to be regarded as holy by the people of Israel, you will not bring this community into the land I have given them. Haftarah. The theme of crying out or pleading continues in the Haftarah portion from Yeshayahu, Isaiah. However, Yeshayahu is pleading with the world to accept the truth of ADONAI and his redemption. In a world of idolatry and selfishness, ADONAI offers and recommends mercy. Yeshayahu seems to say that the world has allowed internal barriers to hide the truth and instruction of ADONAI. He recommends clearing those barriers to truth to prepare for the coming of the word of ADONAI. In Yeshayahu it says, "A voice cries out, clear the road through the desert for ADONAI. Level a highway in the Arava for our God. Let every valley be filled in, every mountain and hill lowered, the bumpy places made level, and the crags become a plain. Then the glory of ADONAI will be revealed. All humankind together will see it, for the mouth of ADONAI has spoken." While traditional majority opinion within Judaism has understood this differently, Messianic Judaism and Christianity sees this as prophecy of the coming Messiah and a messenger coming to prepare for Messiah. The Brit Hadashah in Yochanan, John, identifies Yochanan the Immerser, John the Baptist, as a prophecy being fulfilled. Some see him as a fulfillment of the return of Eliyahu, Elijah, before Messiah. In Malachi, the scriptures say, "Look, I will send to you Eliyahu the prophet before the coming of the great and terrible day of ADONAI. He will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to their fathers. Otherwise, I will come and strike the land with complete destruction." John the Baptist said in the New Testament Gospel of Yochanan, "I am the voice of someone crying out in the desert, make the way of ADONAI straight." This is seen by many Messianics and Christians as a fulfillment of the prophecy in Yeshayahu. Brit Hadashah. In the Brit Hadashah, Yeshua, Jesus, was tempted but did not cry out, but rather set the example to respond with Holy Scripture, as it says in Mattityahu, Matthew. Then the Spirit led Yeshua up into the wilderness to be tempted by the adversary. After Yeshua had fasted 40 days and nights, he was hungry. The tempter came and said to him, the Satan or adversary said, "Make food miraculously for yourself." While most translations of Matthew are translated from the Koine Greek New Testament, there is evidence to support that it was first written in Hebrew. This can be found in George Howard's Hebrew Matthew, and Hebrew scholar Dr. Nehemiah Gordon says about this, the Gospel of Matthew was written nearly 2,000 years ago in Hebrew before being translated into Greek and other languages. An early Christian author named Papias wrote around the year 100, Matthew composed his history in the Hebrew dialect, and everyone translated it as he was able. In the complete Jewish Bible translation from the Greek, diabolos is translated as adversary, which is one possible translation, while many others translate this as devil. In the Hebrew Matthew studied by Professor George Howard, the Hebrew word from this verse in Matthew 4 is Satan, which is usually translated as adversary. While many today see Satan or devil as meaning the same, the Hebrew understanding is adversary, which suggests that the adversary was an angel and not necessarily working against divine purpose, as the Greek New Testament seems to suggest. The translation of diabolos from the Lexham Analytical Lexicon of the Septuagint is devil, enemy, and adversary is listed last. Conclusion. It might seem like a more restrained response by Yeshua, Jesus, when reading in the Greek about an eventually appointed Son of God, but it seems to me that the New Covenant, New Testament account And Mattityahu portrays training by ADONAI and the actions of an angel acting as an adversary in order to train and prepare the Son of Man. When given a reason to cry out, Yeshua does not. This cooperation between the adversary and ADONAI seems to me to explain also why Yeshua maintains his control and says to the adversary who tries to tempt him to relieve his hunger with a miracle. Yeshua says in the Tanakh, "Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of ADONAI." While we will probably still plead and cry out when in need, like Moshe, and we should cry out to prepare the way for ADONAI and the Messiah, like Yeshayahu, we can also learn to use scriptures and instructions from ADONAI to make our case. This is true for our needs and as a response to conflict with our day-to-day adversaries. Keep this in mind in your encounters this week. May it be a good one, and have a Shabbat Shalom.